Are you leaving money on the table? I hope you're not, but so many of us still are, whether we're a newbie to networking, whether we're a newbie to social media, or actually quite seasoned already. I know this is something that completely, was not in my attention, in my focus at all for a very long time. And I don't even want to start thinking about how much money I actually left on the table. So let's make sure it's not happening for you or for your team. Okay, and let's dive on in. Before I do, let me say hi and welcome you. I'm excited you're here in case we haven't met before. My name is Katrin from bloomwithkatrin.com, and I'm coming live to you from the beautiful Bavarian forest over here in Germany. And I hope you're not shy and you're brave enough to say hi and let me know where you're tuning in from, so I can circle back around and have a little chat with you. I'm looking forward to do that because I love helping networkers like yourself build a strong, active dream team here in the online space, leveraging effective online strategies and doing so and building your team with confidence, with savvy and soul. Okay. And I strongly feel that we need all of those to actually build a successful, thriving business, as I'm sure you're looking for, to build as well. So here it is. So there's two ways actually that I see newbies in our industry, but also seasoned veterans who just maybe aren't really aware of it yet. So how we actually start leaving money on the table. And of course, I'm also going to give you a few tips of how you might change that. Okay, so let's dive on in. Here's number one. And by the way, this is not to make anybody wrong. Okay, this isn't about being right or wrong. It's about having the possibility to have an informed check-in of how effective you are in what you do in the online space and for your team as well. Okay, so if you have team members who you know might be struggling with this as well a little bit, let them know about this broadcast, type their names down below, send the broadcast on its way, or watch it together with them, whatever works for you, so we can really help each other rise in our skills and actually build our businesses stronger together. Okay, so here's what I see. Number one, and actually just had a coaching call the other day with a lady, and we were diving deeper into this with her. So, and I thought this might help you too. So here's what I see happens often, and that is we actually start sending people away with what we do on social media rather than draw them nearer towards us, if that makes sense. Okay, and I'm going to get clearer on this in a second. This is actually a strategy that used to work quite well. Okay, and if you are a person of influence at this point on social media already, it might still work for you, but it might not necessarily work for your newbies coming onto your team. Okay, and if all you can teach them is do what I do, it might not be as effective for them, and they might actually find themselves quitting rather than building a strong business, which is in nobody's interest, right? So here's what might be happening, and you might even be doing it out of excitement and love for your company and for your products. And I hope that you love them and are excited about them. I know I am about mine. But here's the thing. When you plaster that all over your social media and everybody can see which company you're with, which products you love and represent, what reason does somebody have to have a conversation with you? Because really, when there's not yet a strong relationship between the two of us, here's what I'm going to do. If for whatever reason I think, well, this might be something for me, okay, here's what I'll do. And that's not because I don't love you. It's just because we don't have a strong enough relationship yet. And this is what might be happening to you and your team members as well. So when I come to your profile and I see company picture, product names all over the place, I can go to Brother Google and check everything out. And depending on what Brother Google is going to show me, I'm either not going to buy because it's whatever, right? Because there's negative reports even about something as beautiful as a rose, right, on the internet. Or I might end up buying from Amazon or somebody else, maybe even your very successful upline who has the skills and the money to run an effective ad, right? So in any case, you will never know that you were the one with your content that attracted me to wanting to know more, okay, which is you did a good job at that, but I had no reason to reach out to you, okay? Does that make sense? So here's my recommendation. If that's where you're at, you will never know that people are actually interested because you don't give them a reason to reach out to you, okay? This isn't about being secretive or there's something wrong with what you're doing. Not at all. On the contrary. But wouldn't you agree that in order to be able to recommend the right things to people, you want to have a conversation with them? So give them a reason to have one with you, okay? So I strongly recommend that you learn how to create curiosity in your posts. And if you have no idea how to do that, and creating curiosity is not talking about the thing and giving away the names, okay? That is not creating curiosity. It is creating curiosity, but it does not require me to want to know more from you, but I can go off and research it myself, okay? So I hope this makes sense. And if you've got questions, drop them down below. I'm happy to have a conversation with you about that, okay? Learn to create curiosity. I'm part of a free Facebook group where we have taught in depth an awesome training. I can't recommend that enough, how to post to attract. So if that's something that you think, well, if it's free and it's good, let me take a look at this. Let me be your fly on the wall. Drop a track down below and I'm sure to introduce you to that free Facebook group, okay? So that's number one. Sending people away? No. Draw people closer to you. Give people a reason to have a conversation with you. And number two, what I see oftentimes is when that happens, right, you get into a conversation. People want to know more. And I can't tell you enough how good it feels to wake up to Messenger messages in Messenger or in direct messages where people actually want to know more about what it is that you do. I wake up to these messages every day and I can't wait for you to have that experience as well. Okay, but here's the thing, what do you do now? Okay, so I hope you've created or you have something from your upline, maybe or from your company, a PDF maybe, or a presentation or a webinar, whatever it might be. So a tool of some sort. So when somebody wants to have more information, it doesn't require you to talk to everybody for 2 hours, telling them everything yourself. You don't want to do that, right? You want to use a tool. So, but here's the thing and the catch, and that is how we leave the money lying on the table. That is, we give away the tool in Messenger or in direct messages. Here it is, go check it out. How come that is leaving money on the table? Well, here it is. Not everybody is going to be ready to take up your offer here and now, right? How many people do you have to follow up with? Okay, a few times. Until they made up their mind, until they're ready, right? Here's how you have to do it right now. If you don't do what I'm going to recommend to you in a second, you need to reach out to them individually, don't you? And how time consuming is that? And if you're doing a good job at it and you're having plenty of conversations, it can get quite confusing and overwhelming, doesn't it? And you will lose people, not because you don't like them, just because you're overwhelmed and confused, right? Just happens. We're human beings after all. So here's what I would recommend you do from here on out. And I used to be that person, right? I would give everything away just like that and so excited. And then I would find myself doing a lot of manual labor, not working as smart as I could have. And I'm definitely not going back there again. And I don't want that for you, okay? Or for your team. Again, tell them about this broadcast, watch it with them so they too can learn this stuff, okay? Your information, whatever it might be, whether it's a one-page PDF, whether it's a blown-out webinar, really professionally done, whatever it might be, is valuable. It is valuable. And for me and on my team, here's the rule. If it's valuable, it does not go out unless in an email. How come? So I give something valuable out to people who are willing, who see the value, who are curious enough, if you wish, okay, to give me something in return, which is their email address. Okay, here's why that's important. It filters out people who are kind of like interested, but not really that much. No, I don't want to do that. That's good, because that's not somebody you're gonna have a conversation with just to find out that after all it wasn't for them anyway. Okay, It's a way of filtering out the higher quality prospects, number one. And number two, as I said, some will be ready to buy or join right away, some won't. Both is okay. But now you don't have to do the manual individual reach out every other day, every week, or however often you want to do it. But you sit down, you write an email, takes you 5 minutes, make it 10 or 15, doesn't really matter, right? And then you can send it out to all the email addresses that you've collected. Now, you can do that through an autoresponder if you want to, but you could also, just especially in the beginning, and I wish somebody had told me that, right? Make a Google spreadsheet, whatever, and put the email addresses in there. So you have them ready to go, okay? Especially, as long as it's not into the hundreds, but you can still work smarter with your time, right? And I'm all about that. Let me know whether you can relate. Okay, be curious. Okay, so you want to put them on a list. You can do easy follow-up. Yes, you can also do passive follow-up in your content on social media. I would strongly recommend you do. Remember, creating curiosity, not sending them away, drawing them closer to you, giving them a reason to reach out to you rather than vice versa, right? And then really taking it from there. And that is, in my humble opinion, a way we are no longer going to leave money on the table or send our people away to spend their money somewhere else, but spend them with us, okay? Because we are the ones who put in the work, who created the curiosity enough so they actually wanted what it is that we had to offer. So I hope this makes sense. Let me know. And again, if you're like, yeah, well, posting to attract sounds like a good idea, but I really don't know how to get started, how to do that, what goes into that, what is it I need to do? Drop a track down below and I'm happy to introduce you to our free Facebook group where there's an in-depth training for you and your team. Come into the group together, learn together, make it a study group of your own, and really please stop leaving money on the table in the online space by sending people away or giving away your awesome, valuable information completely for free. Okay, so I hope this was valuable to you. Drop me down below. What's your main aha? What's your takeaway? What is it you're going to implement? Because between the two of us, right, we know that really there's nothing valuable unless you put it into action and practice. I hope I've given you a few ideas today. As I said, drop them down below. If you've got questions, feel free to reach out to me. Drop a tract if you want to have that post to attract training that is free for you. So thanks so much for joining me. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next training. Have a good one and start blooming online. It's your time.